Hi everyone, my name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20. Deck chairs on the Titanic. I got them. Maybe you've got some too. And I have about 6 of them that are fully available to me anytime I need them. What prompts this? Well, I'm better at it now. With my Keto Under 20, it's been like this stabilizing force in my day-to-day life. But there was a time where there was so much chaos and dysfunction in my everyday life, I jumped from chair to chair on the Titanic. The Titanic was my life going down. Did I know that? No, I was just trying to keep afloat. And I was also trying to seek incredible relief from the incredible stress of being me. And keto has just naturally made things a whole lot easier and simpler for me. It wasn't anything that I was like, thinking I was going to find in a food plan. But I knew that the tools of Keto Under 20 would keep a normalcy, if I could ever use that word when talking about my life, going. I was one of those that no day was ever the same. When I was working, and I used to work many jobs all at the same time because, single parent raising kids on Cape Cod did not afford one job and weekends off. It was just like, it was pretty much like working 7 days a week. Just a different job made it feel like it was a day off, something like that. So I had 6 deck chairs, and food was probably the biggest one because it was the legal one. I could just turn to food for my relief, and it usually came in the form of desserts. That I loved my sweets. Sure, I loved the pizza type stuff too, but the dessert at the end of what seemed like a healthy meal was always the treat. And at the end, it was ice cream with all kinds of M&M, Butterfinger, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup type things all over the top. Sometimes hot fudge melted on top, sometimes whipped cream, and you get the general idea. It always came in that form, and I was, at the true end, I was eating cake. I was polishing off 2 big cakes every single week, all by myself. But I was also addicted to the ice cream with candies all over it. And so I found that when I entered into Weight Watchers, well, that was a pretty handy deck chair to have because there was some more structure and defined foods in my life, and I could still Weight Watcher desserts and other things because of the point system. And so I glommed onto that. I found that was pretty nifty. I also glommed onto these frozen pizzas that somebody recommended. I think it might have been Weight Watcher Girl 1. And doctoring up these pizzas, and that would take care of that, and then all of the Weight Watcher novelties in the freezer. And so that became a lifestyle that worked, and I dropped about 17 pounds with Weight Watchers and kept it off. And then I lost interest in Weight Watchers. I lost interest in spending $20-something a month to track my food. And so I decided to do something that was low carb, high fat. And I think how that happened was I was at a certain weight. I thought I'd be there for the rest of my life. It was certainly less than I ever weighed before. So I was happy with that. And I had a wardrobe and all of those sort of things. That was another deck chair. When in doubt, you can go shopping. And so I was fairly stable in my job, another deck chair because I used to jump jobs. And so, I was with Greg and things were a little bit settled. and everything else. But all of a sudden, after reading Wheat Belly by Dr. William Davis, followed up by Total Health, written by Dr. Davis, I decided to give up grains and sugars. And that certainly put a jolt into the Weight Watchers counting points system. And so I began to, I think I found my Lose It app and signed up for the premium Lose It. And so I would have carbs going to like 60 or 70%, I don't know, or 60 to 70 carbs per day. So I was no longer having grains, I was no longer having sugars. So the fact that I could have a lot more Brussels sprouts or asparagus or broccoli, things like that, became kind of cool. And I wasn't adding like a lot of butter. I wasn't doing the high-fat part. Just counting the carbs and switching the deck chair from grains and sugars to lots and lots of carby vegetables. I had a baked potato every week. I had sweet potato a couple of times a week. Things like that. So I got off the grains, got off the sugar, and was fully invested in whole food, which was meat and vegetables, starchy vegetables at that, and things like that. And that went along for a while, until last December, so 7-8 months ago, when I decided to do Keto Under 20. I was so there with you know, the veggies and the fatty meats and things like that. And so it was a no-brainer. It was a new deck chair, and I could do the same with the macros and the carb counting and the fat. You know, just I could do all of the same things as low carb, high fat, just a whole lot less veggies. So finding the sort of veggies that I could have under 20, and I'd been listening to a whole bunch of Keto Under 20 for months. And yet, I wasn't really pulled in that direction until I was pulled in that direction, and it was right after Christmas in 2016. And so that's when I decided to find this permanent deck chair. I took it off of the Titanic because I no longer feel like I'm sinking, and it's a permanent chair in my house. Keto Under 20. I dropped the few more pounds that I chose to drop. And then I put back 10, probably from building muscle mass, which is something that kind of happens when you exchange your fat around your body for muscle. You will gain weight. And so I did. And so I've been at this weight now for 3 to 4 months. And I'm in the range of like from 1 pound to the next. It's always the same. So I'm thinking this is my set point. This is my maintenance range, and I'm happy. What am I doing different? Sometimes, I have carbs that are like 23 to 24 a day because of extra veggies. Not extra veggies, but just, you know, I'm having them. I'm having, before I think I didn't have a veggie with my first meal. I would have the eggs and cheese and protein, but I wouldn't have the veggie. And now I seem to be having kind of the same thing every day with a base of either spinach or Swiss chard sauteed underneath. And so I get that little extra bump of veggie. And then dinner is always a big A salad with sometimes a veggie on the side, and then my protein. I keep it very, very simple. There are no keto-fied desserts. There are no keto-fied breads. I am not looking for the shortcut that gets me what I want. Maintenance is a place that I feel so blessed to be at. We do have raspberry bushes and blackberry bushes. The blackberries have not come forward with any fruit yet this year, but I had 5 raspberries a few days ago from the raspberry bush, and yes, I logged them, I tracked them, and there won't be any more for quite a while because the little buds don't even have a hint of red on them yet. And I suspect there was quite a few left. I kind of kept them in the hiding place so Greg could have them. And I asked him last night if he had them, and he said no, no. And it's like, oh shoot, birds found them or animals found them. So I think he's going to do some sort of little mesh nest thing to keep them safe from other people than us, other creatures than us. So my deck chairs have greatly been reduced, and I've got them in storage. Why? Because I'm a hoarder, and I don't, you know, the idea of getting rid of them, not because I need them as a crutch, but just because. So today I do my Keto Under 20. I have my one deck chair. I'm not jumping to, I'm working on my hoarding issues with my freezer and buying coffee. I buy a lot of coffee. And so those are the two things that I'm working on. And it's amazing. I ordered a new freezer to come. It's coming next week. So I actually can see the refrigerator light in the refrigerator that they're going to cart away from its Lowe's that's bringing it. And so nothing like an incentive for that day. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, now that I'm in my third or fourth week of working off the freezer for the meats, I certainly have a new appreciation for my hoarding deck chair. And just because meat's on sale doesn't mean that I have to buy 4 packages of it. Now I'm enjoying it. And so my food bill is definitely cut back because I'm buying only things like cream, cream, Calapo oil, butter, things like that. And so it's a whole lot less. And other non-keto items like, well, sparkling water, things like that. Cat food. No, I'm not eating cat food anymore. It wasn't a habit I had to break. Not like the gum. And so the gum, I haven't had any gum in a couple of weeks. Isn't that amazing? Well, it is to me. You should have been with me before. When I chewed gum like a cow chews its cud. So, deck chairs on the Titanic. Are you giving yourself a chance on your keto? Have you worked to get to the place where it's Keto Under 20? So now all you have to do is get used to it, keeping it simple. Are you not rewarding yourself with keto-fied desserts and sweets and treats because you see that, oh, maybe there is some wisdom in Michelle Rock, who lost 100 pounds without keto-fied desserts and breads, and says, until you get to goal, no keto-fied desserts, no keto-fied treats, no keto-fied breads. And now that she's lost her 110 pounds, you will see some of her podcasts do include those things. But be aware that rewarding yourself right out of the gate with those things is probably a deck chair. Just saying. Keeping keto simple and getting used to not having a sweet tooth is where it was a duh to me. I did not want to keep encouraging the sweet tooth. The sort of thing that is, it sees food porn and it gets pulled in, thinking that, yeah, I need a keto pudding with some heavy whipping cream and some shaved or some cacao nibs on it, something like that. No, I don't. What I need are savory foods. I need the best meats and vegetables available. I need a raw veggie salad every day. And I need to keep doing what I'm doing. That, to me, is my recipe for success, which keeps me onto one keto deck chair. I don't need the other ones. I don't need to get bored with keto and start mucking around with it, jumping into another deck chair thinking I can do all these recipes, or shopping, or hoarding, or just getting involved with other things. You know, I need to stay true to my program. Keto, under 20, every now and then, under 23, and it works for me, but I'm at maintenance. So if you're not at maintenance, I wouldn't be messing around with your carbs. I would keep them with the veggies that you can have. And sometimes certain meats or cheeses or a dairy product might have a couple of carbs in it. And if that's the case, you have to adjust. That's how it works. It doesn't mean add it on, wink, wink, don't track for the day because you don't really want to see what you're having. Eyeballing is not allowed for me. I just got my new scale, came almost overnight, and so I weigh, I measure, I plan, I prep, and that keeps me on my one deck chair, and it keeps this sane. It keeps me at maintenance. I love it. I'm healing my metabolism after decades, 6 decades of trashing it, thinking I wasn't. That's the illusion, is that thinking I'm eating a healthy food plan with grains and sugars wasn't a healthy food plan because of the grains and sugars. And now I'm much happier where I'm at. I take my supplements because I think that the ground has been worked over so much. Doesn't matter how high-end the produce can be. If it's coming from depleted soils, then I might not be getting my bang for the buck just because the USDA says there's so many, vitamins and minerals and things like that in the food item. That could be like an illusion as well because it comes from land that's so worked over processed, and sometimes over chemicalized and fertilized too. So that's what I'm doing. The deck chairs on the Titanic is something that I have gladly left behind. I'm not looking for a panacea. I'm not looking for the rainbow and the basket of kittens and all those sort of things. Is keto easy? Yes. Is it simple? Yes. Is it work? Yes, it is. Just because something is simple and easy doesn't mean that it's not work. Sometimes the work is keeping it simple and easy, right? Figure that one out. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom in Food with Keto Under 20. Just for today, that's all we got. Bye-bye for now.